this period in particular of the year where we make millions of dollars basically. What up everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Seth and I'm the founder of your ecom agency, where we help e-commerce brands scale from 6 to 7 figure in revenue. In today's video, we're gonna talk about Q4, which is one of the most important period of the year, where we make between 60 to 70% of the entire revenue of the year. So you understand exactly that in a matter of 3 months, you'll be able to accumulate a lot of revenue that you have missed on throughout the whole 9 months of the year. Now, before we go to the details, let me explain what Q4 is for some of you guys who doesn't know what Q4 stands for. Q4 stands for the fourth quarter. So it's just a shortened version of saying the fourth quarter of the year. You just say Q4. It's basically the last 3 months of the year. We're talking October, November, December, where we have plenty of events happening during that period of time. You have Halloween, you have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you have Christmas that comes up at the end. New Year's, we can calculate it too, because it's just a few days between the end of the Q4 and obviously the next day, which is New Year's Eve. So pretty much a lot of events that happens, and it's the festive season. People have their tax returns as well. So basically it's a period of time where so many people are on the spending habits, where people spend so much money. And as e-commerce owners, that's basically our time where we can capitalize on that behavior and make sure we can accumulate as much wealth, generate as much revenue, and grow businesses at the same time. So now you understand what Q4 is. Now let's get to the bottom of this video and the strategies that gonna get you prepared to make sure you do not miss on this period of the year. Now, there is 4 topics that we're going to discuss in this video, and the fourth one is one of the most important ones. I want you to pay attention to every pillar of these topics, because I'm going to detail every part of it, so you make sure you have everything systemized prior to starting anything in terms of campaigns or marketing or structures. And the number 1 pillar is got to be finance. You want to make sure you prepare your cash flow, because we all know cash flow is very important. You need to have cash to run advertising. You need to cash flow to make sure your stock is ready, to make sure you're paying for all the influencers that you're gonna hire, and so many things that comes in with running a business at the same time. And one of the ways that we make sure to stay cash flow positive during this period of time is by basically contacting our bank and making sure we can increase our credit cards limits. That way we're not gonna run into a limit where we're trying to scale, where we're doing big numbers and we need to spend more to continue that scale going up and that trend going up. We wanna make sure we're always securing multiple credit cards that we're gonna be able to pay for Facebook ads, TikTok ads, influencers, whatever. So you always wanna make sure you speak to your bank prior. So we're talking September, we're talking beginning of October. You want to make sure you spoke to them and you told them, listen, I want to increase my limits on my credit card because I'm walking into Q4, and they understand what Q4 is basically. And you're going to be spending more than the usual that you spend on ads. So they understand that part. Another thing that I like to do with my merchant accounts is basically I contact them and I say, listen, I would like you to decrease my merchant rates by 1% to 2%, because again, there is rates that obviously get charged every time someone buys from you, that's the job of the merchant. That's how they make money. So if you ask them, I'm going to be doing volumes with you guys during this 3 months, so I would like you to lower my rates. That way I'm making more profits and I'm doing more business with you guys. And they usually give you a better rate if you have been doing business with them for a long time. Another trick that I like to add as well to this offer that I like to discuss with them is basically make them release the money as soon as possible. So usually with Stripe, usually takes between 5 to 7 days, depending on how long you have been doing business with them. If you can get it to 2 days or even 1 day, if it's possible, that's even better for your cash flow, because as soon as the money comes in, the next day it lands on your bank account. So that helps a lot with your cash flow circulating throughout your whole business. So the money comes in, goes right into ad spend, or goes right into costs, or goes right into stock or whatever. Compared to having your money being stuck for 7 days, then you need to make sure you have some sort of cash flow that covers that period of time where you're waiting for your money to land on your bank accounts. And these are one of the most important things in terms of finance. So let's talk about the second part, which is product manufacturing and branding. The number 1 thing that I can't stress enough about is having your stock ready. Majority of brands that we have worked with in the past, like a few years ago, they haven't took Q4 as seriously as it's supposed to be, and they always have a certain stock that they think they're gonna be able to sell in the period of Q4, and they end up working with us, and then the first month of October they sold out and they don't have anything to sell, and they have 2 months left to make as much money as they can, but their supplier takes between 20 to 40 days to get their stock ready. So now they have lost another extra month to wait for the stock to get basically ready and sent to the warehouse, and then start the advertising again from scratch, because throughout the whole month we had the ads turned off because we can't spend money, we don't have products ready. So if you have a brand, make sure you stock up on your winning products, the product that makes your brand successful. You probably have 2 or 3 or 4, doesn't matter how much you have, those products, stock as much as you can on them. That way you're never gonna run out of stock, because if you run out of stock at the end, you can always do bundles, you can always give them on a discounted rate. You can always run out of stock in Q4, and this is something I believe in because I have done this multiple times with many brands. I'd rather be scared about having too much stock than being scared of not having enough stock, because I can always get rid of stock. I can always sell it as, let's say, 60% off or 50% off or 40% off, or do a bundle, buy 2 get 1 free. I'm still profitable, but I'm still getting rid of stock, instead of having the right amount of stock that you might think it's right and then getting it sold out by mid-November or even end of October, and then I have 2 months where my competition is making shit ton of money and I'm sitting there waiting for the stock to be ready. Those are basically problems that you don't want to have, especially during this period of time. Number 2, this part is for dropshippers. So in case you're a dropshipper, you're watching this video, you want to make sure you double down on your branding. So in case you have been testing multiple products throughout the year and you find 1 or 2 winners that's making you some sort of revenue that's in between, let's say 5,000 to let's say 25,000. So you are at a range where you kind of actually like verify the product it's working, your advertising is kind of good, because making 5,000 to 25,000 a month, you kind of like know what you're doing and your products is actually working. So now you want to go ahead and double down on a branding, because moving forward, and I think even since 2020, since the pandemic, basically, people start to trust more brands than just random websites with random products from AliExpress. I understand you might say, well, everything comes from China, and exactly, that's true. All the products that we use come from China, but the difference is it's branded and it doesn't look like it's coming from China. So that's what I'm trying to tell you now. Make sure you double down on your branding. Have premium packaging, nice experiences, bundle this product with this product, create some sort of offers that look so premium and relate to your social media presence, relate to your websites. Everything looks exactly the same, instead of the website looking this and the product that they receive is completely different with Chinese writing on it and all of that. So double down in that, because you want to prevent yourself from refunds, especially during this time, because if you're making a lot of money and then you have, let's say, a 50% refund rate, that's going to hurt you a lot. So double down on branding. You probably have heard me saying this so many times and you're tired of me talking about it, but it is what it is. This is the market. This is what the human deserve. They deserve a great experience with spending money with you. So give them that, basically. Number 3 is prepare bundles, which I just mentioned before. Whether you're a dropshipper or you are an established e-commerce brand, prepare bundles. Bundles is basically 2 products or 3 products in one package. People like to pay less for more value. So obviously when you bundle things up, obviously you're going to have an irresistible offer. People would like to buy from you because it's more for less. They don't know how much it costs you to make that bundle. So obviously you're going to make it more profitable. You're not going to make it, let's say 10% to 15% profit margin. That makes no sense. You want to make sure you have some healthy margins. That way your ROAS is high and you return in general. It's not just return on ad spend. Your ROI in general is positive. Now let's move on to pillar number 4, which is marketing and advertising. For established brands who've been running ads for a long time, it doesn't matter how long you have been running ads, make sure you have backup ad accounts. And if you never heard of people getting shut down during Black Fridays or Q4, this is old news. Basically, people have had these issues many times. So make sure you have backups and shared pixels, share business managers. That way, if something happens in the back end, ad account got shut down for whatever reason, for whatever creative you have run or an ad that triggered the algorithm or something like that, you have another ad account that you can run ads automatically on it. You don't have to wait for another week or 2 weeks and then start running ads on another account and stuff like that. Have backups. 2 to 3 ad accounts, you'll be set. So if something went wrong, you have that basically backup. It doesn't really matter if you have a name, always have a backup. It's just for the safety. It's better to be safe than be sorry, basically. Number 2, double down on your creatives. If you are making, let's say, 10 creatives a month, double that by 10 or 20 more, because now at this period of time, the ads that been running for you in the past might not work. So you want to test as much as you can. You want to launch multiple angles, multiple creatives, multiple copywriting. So that's where basically you need to spend more money for you to reach as much audience with multiple angles. So do not stick to the strategy that been working for you in the past 9 months. In these 3 months, a lot of competition. The cost of advertising increases by 20 to sometimes 30%, depends on the region you're in. So prepare for these things. These things gonna happen regardless. So you wanna make sure you have that in mind. So you wanna go exactly just everybody aggressively in terms of advertising and marketing. You're spending more money, but you also wanna put as much effort and energy into the creators, because nowadays it's pretty much 70% creatives and the rest is just techniques and how you do the ads and the strategy. If your content is shitty, basically, nobody's gonna look at it, nobody's gonna convert. So double down on the creatives. It's gonna take a lot of time. So that's why you have September and you have the beginning of October to create as much ads as possible, so you have them ready when Q4 madness starts. 1 second before we continue. Since you have watched the video all the way here, I just want you to do me one favor. I see a lot of people watch these videos and do not subscribe. I'm trying to get this channel to get the 1,000 subscribers, and if you can help me with that, I'll be so thankful for that. And if you enjoyed this video and getting so much value, that's literally how you're gonna pay me. Just clicking the like button and subscribe. Maybe a comment if you can. Is gonna take you less than 2 seconds, and I would be so grateful for that. Really appreciate it. Back to the video. Number 3, reach out to as many influencers that you want to work with as soon as possible, because as soon as Q4 starts, obviously they stop responding to people because they get hit up with many opportunities and many big brands. They're probably going to be reached out by your own competition, where they say, listen, you're going to work with us for this whole period of Q4 and you're only going to be working with us only, and this is the rates, and that's it. That's the agreement. So you want to make sure you reach out to them before all these people start reaching out to them. Confirm a deal, or even get the content ready with them, get the collaboration ready with them, because some of them you're not going to use them on the posting, you're just going to use them on your creatives. They're only going to use the UGC style of ads, basically. That's what I'm trying to explain to you here. However, if you're going to use them to actually promote your products on their pages, then make sure you negotiate the price right now, and even like have like a down payment or some sort of like agreement through PayPal or something like that, just to make sure when it's time for the post, which can be, let's say, mid-October, Black Friday night or something like that, they gonna work with you instead of another brand, because they get hit up with so many brands during that time, and they sometimes get cocky, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to take I don't know, like a few $100 deal. They want to take the $1,000 deals. So if you come in now and you secure the deal, then you're good. So it's better to start this work right now instead of till it's October, November, and start messaging them and they start getting you like some crazy numbers that, like, why should I pay you $15,000 for one post? But some other brands, they will do that for them. So do that early. Make sure you secure that influencer, and the more the better, obviously, because now you have multiple channel of advertising with other people apart from your advertising on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Google, whatever strategy you're going to be using. Number 4, I guess, and number 5, I lost count, but this is more about strategy. Make sure you have a proper strategy for Facebook and Instagram ads, TikTok, Snapchat, Google. So if you don't have a structured advertising campaign set up ready from now, like, you know how much you're going to be spending per day, you know which kind of angles you're going to be working on, how much you're going to be spending on the first month, and how much you're probably going to be making based on the cost of acquisition. All of these numbers, you need to know these things. As a business owner, as an e-commerce business owner, you need to know your cost of acquisition already by now, especially if you've been running your business for the last 3 months or 6 months. You already know how much it costs you to acquire a new customer. You're going to add that little bit of 20 to 25% increase, because it's going to happen regardless. If you're paying $20 to acquire a new customer, you're going to be paying $25 to $26. It's normal. It's Q4. Everybody's spending money. So you want to calculate based on that increase to know this is how much you're going to be spending every month. This is how much I'm going to be making. So based on that revenue, how much are you going to be spending the next month? And then obviously the number that you're going to be making every month in these 3 months is going to be more than the calculation, because you cannot always be accurate with what's going to happen based on the data, because this is an event. Because sometimes some stores we have seen an increase of 1,000%, some of them 300%, 400%. So it's, each store is different. The increase is there, it's not a problem. The problem is knowing, are you going to be increasing more than the usual or more than you expected or not? That's basically the good problem you're going to have. It's not a bad problem, it's just a good problem to have. Am I making over 400% increase a month, or it's over 1,000? Because this kind of fucking results happens every Black Friday and every Q4 basically. Last but not least, for the love of God, please make sure you set up a very in-depth strategy for email and SMS marketing. We have seen last year 20 to 30% return customers. These are customers who have seen your ads, who have been hit up by multiple ads, or they have been thinking to purchase from you, but something just pushed them away. Maybe your competition offer a better offer than you, maybe a better pricing or something like that. But when we implemented emails and SMS to follow up with that, hey, you haven't purchased from us, hey, here is a discount for you. We just keep retargeting them basically throughout this very personalized strategies, because you reach out to them on their phone. It's very personalized with their own name and things like that, and you give them specific codes for discounts just for them to use for that specific purchase. So what I'm saying, if you can collect 20 to 30% from your revenue just from emails, which is basically costing you nothing, emails and SMS not going to cost you much compared to ads, that's a lot of profit already. So make sure, do not sleep on email and SMS marketing. Now let's talk about the most important part of this whole structure that you're gonna have in place, which is logistics. During this period of time, as I said, many people are willing to buy gifts for their loved ones during Christmas, during Halloween, during Black Fridays and all of that. And if your logistics are not set up properly, and your shipping time is very long, trust me, you're gonna have so much refunds that you won't be able to break through this freaking mess. So I want you to be prepared that if you're gonna go heavy on this Q4, which you should, make sure you have a 3PL, a fulfillment center in each country you're gonna be marketing on. Let's say you wanna sell in the US and Canada. Have your stock being shipped to the US and Canada to have a quick shipping time. 3 to 4 days, 5 days maximum. These people, if you're gonna go above 5 days, you're gonna start getting a lot of issues in terms of like, give me my money back type of comments and threats on reviews, and I'm gonna just go ahead and sue you, and all of these things basically, which it's normal as a human behavior. I paid you some sort of money in exchange for a product, and if you're just gonna give me a shit experience with the shipping time, I'm not gonna need it anymore. And especially some cases during Christmas time, people, they want their gifts arriving prior to Christmas so they can wrap it up and all of that, put it under the tree and things like that. And if you're just gonna send it to them after Christmas, good luck with that, because you're gonna deal with some very, very pissed off people, which you deserve, honestly. As I said, invest in a 3PL, a fulfillment center, whatever country you're gonna operate in. Are you gonna operate in a GCC market like Dubai, Saudi, and all of that? There is many fulfillment centers here in the region. I live in Dubai, so I know all of that here. In the US, we work with so many fulfillment centers, from ShipBob to Dropship to all of these brands in the US. In Europe, there is many as well. So whatever country you're gonna focus on, make sure you have stock there, because I'm saying to you, you do not want to go through the same issues I have dealt with back in the days when I was a beginner, where all I wanted to do is to ship my products straight from China. I understand it might cost you less to do that from China, but trust me, as soon as you're gonna hit the refunds and you're gonna calculate how much money you have refunded, you will see how much money you have lost on fees and also bad reputation, and also you might get your money blocked by your merchant account, because the more refunds you have, the more they're gonna start holding your money. So it's basically a problem on top of a problem on top of a problem. So why you want to put yourself in a situation where you have an opportunity to do it right from the get-go and actually make it profitable, and you're just gonna go with the cheapy way, with the way that's gonna kind of save you some money up front, because you don't want to send your stock to a fulfillment center overseas and then end up with the most worst experience you could ever experience during this Q4, where people are making serious profit, serious money, and you're just out there stuck with money being held by PayPal or by Stripe or whatever merchant you're gonna use, and also having so many mad customers going crazy at you. You just, as a human being and as a real legit business person, you're gonna feel really bad having people getting mad at your business, because at the end of the day, if you are a serious business owner, especially in the e-com space, you don't want to cheat people. Now, if you want to know how I set up all of that in details and the structures of the ad, structure for the emails and SMS and all of that, I have implemented everything I do for our clients in my course that it's completely for free now. You can access it. I have basically gave it away now all for free. You can just access, go log in and get access to everything from branding, finding the products. If you don't have a product and you want to launch a new one during this Q4, to structuring the brand, launching the first campaign, everything from A to Z, literally till the part where you can automate the whole business. I have that already for you in the course. Just go ahead. It's all for free. I'm not charging you anything. Just click the link below. You just go ahead, put your email, and get the access right away. If you enjoyed this video all the way here, thank you so much for watching, and I'm hoping you got some sort of value out of it. Please click the like button, subscribe, give me a comment just so we can increase the engagement. I answer all the comments basically, and if you have any issues regarding Q4 and you want me to do more detail in depth of how you can do strategies, all of that, let me know in the comments. In the same time, you have access to my course just in the link below. Go ahead, study the whole thing, and if you need anything, send me a message on my Instagram. I answer all the DMs. If you are an e-commerce brand and looking for help during this Q4, then there is a link below where you can schedule a call with me and we'll see if there is a good fit. That's about it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.